my bag for my high school reunion. Picnic and softball with the people we all became. And I'm staring at a drawer full of armor most folks call t-shirts, each with a version of the truth I might feel a need to claim. 'Cause it's been 40 years and I know they'll all be wondering if I'm that same nerdy guy that never had a date. One pick last no matter what the game was, so I need a way to show them that I was worth the wait. Porsche Racing School, now that's what I'm thinking. 'Cause nothing says success like a big old howling hunk of steel. But my wife rolls her eyes and says they'll just think compensating. Old man, young toys, when you see them, it's just how you would feel. Well, how about a band? The Ramones or AC/DC? I guess that just says I'm old and my ears are probably blown. Well, how about something newer? The Decemberists or Imagine Dragons? Yeah, right, they'll know they're from my grandkids just on weekend long. But it's been 40 years and I know they'll all be wondering if I'm that same nerdy guy that never had a date. One big glass, no matter what the game was, still need a way to show them that I was worth the wait. Am I overthinking? Do I really care? They'll all be more focused on what they brought to wear. So maybe it's better, yeah, I'll just go incognito. Leave the stuff at home as some image advocate. Just wear clothes with no brand for their consumption. Just be me with no pretensions or presumptions, and defy their old assumptions. So it's been 40 years and maybe they'll be wondering if I'm that same nerdy guy that never had a date. One pick last no matter what the game was, but I don't need to show them that I was worth the wait. No, I don't need to prove that I was worth the wait.
Sounding good.
All righty, all righty.
Now, is that Brad's guitar you're playing?
That is Brad's guitar I'm playing.
Brad Paisley, folks. That Brad Paisley traded that in or to somebody, and John got it.
Yeah. Little shop out in California, but I found it at the Arlington Guitar Show. But boy, it was the best guitar there. And this is one he kind of ditched, so it tells you something. So next time I'm going to do is a fairly new song. I will have a recording of it, hopefully on my website here fairly soon, based on a true story. Sad song, but true story. A song called Simple Man. I am a simple man, ain't got much to say. My wife was with me 40 years, almost to the day. That final year of pain and tears, the cancer finally won. She said it's time to cross the line, now go and get your gun. I went and got Some trains are bound for hell. Which train I'll be riding on? Only God can tell. Well, the sheriff said, don't go back in, leave her where she lies. Through my tears I begged him, please, I have to say goodbye. But he said, no, it's time to go, I'm taking you to jail. Those crying eyes and made-up lies won't throw me off your trail. I see right through that veil. Some trains bound for heaven, some trains bound for hell. Which train I'll be riding on? Only God can tell. Given life without parole by a jury of my peers. Her pleading face haunts me now as days fade into years. Tried to show I loved her so I stayed right by her side. I just can't see how I could be that monster they describe. I stayed right by her side. Some trains are bound for heaven, some trains are bound for hell. Which train I'll be riding on? Only God can tell. Which train I'll be riding on? Only God can tell.
You know what you ought to do? You ought to send a message to Brad Paisley and ask him what hit records that he played that guitar on. I bet he did. I bet it's on what's
Could be.
Just
really on his traveling guitar, just got a big BP stencil on the side of an old, beat up, different brand guitar case.
Yeah. Well, anyway, good. You keep going, man. You're doing great.
All right, great. So this song, in Texas, I've got few songs that are winter songs in my repertoire, and this is actually a cover, but it's one of my winter songs. I'm going to play another one a little bit later. This is a Bill Morrissey song that I just really like. So. Well, they sat at each end of the couch and watched as the fire burned down so quiet this winter night. Not a house light on for miles around, and he said, think I'll fill the stove. It's getting time for bed. She looked up. Think I'll have some wine, she said. And Warren, she said, maybe just for tonight. Let's fill the stove with birches and watch as the fire burns bright. How long has it been? I know it's been a while. Pour yourself half a glass and stay with me for a little while. But Warren, he shook his head as if she'd made some kind of joke. Birches on a winter's night? No, we'll fill the stove with oak. 'Cause oak will burn as long and hot as a July afternoon. And birches will burn themselves out by the rising of the moon. And you hate a cold house, same as me. Am I right or not? All right, she said, that's true. It was just a thought. She said, Warren, you do look tired. Maybe you should go walk to bed. I'll look after the wood tonight. Okie told her. Oak, she said. Well, she listened to his footsteps as he climbed up the stairs. Then she pulled a sweater on her, put a wine glass on the chair. She walked down cellar to the wood box. It was cold as an ice chest. Then she climbed back up with 4 logs, each as white as a wedding dress. Then she filled the stove, and she poured the wine, and she sat down on the floor, and she curled her legs beneath her as the fire sprang to life once more. And it filled the room with its hungry light. It cracked as it drew air. The shadows danced a jittering waltz like no one else was there. She stood up in the heat, and she twirled around the room. In the shadows they saw nothing but a young girl at her honeymoon. And she knew the time, it would be short. Soon the fire would start to fade, and she thought of heat, and she thought of time. She called it an even trade.
Lovely.
So now for something completely different. This is another this is a relationship song, but different than the one I played before. I co-wrote this with a guy named Kevin Beatles in California. It's called Some Lies Ain't Worth Telling. If I ask her, girl, have you lost weight? She'd probably act surprised and roll her eyes, but I bet she'd still feel great. But if I tell her, hey, let's stay in tonight, cook your favorite meal, it'll make you feel like everything's alright. She'll cut me off and without hesitation say, so you forgot to make the reservations. She can read me like a book, lets me know with just one look. She ain't buying what I'm selling, but I know her well enough, know she'll always call my bluff. Some lies ain't worth telling. It's 2 a.m., got the munchies bad. She's asleep in bed, so I decide to head downstairs for a snack. Fridge door open, reaching for that chocolate cake, when I heard a sound make me turn around, catch a big smile on her face. Oh, hey, babe, where's that vegan kale from California? She says, grab a chair, I'll fix a big bowl for you. Well, she can read me like a book, lets me know with just one look. She ain't buying what I'm selling, and I know her well enough, know she'll always call my bluff. Some lies ain't worth telling. If I come home and I've got trouble on my mind, she'll look at me, and if I say I'm feeling fine, she'll look me in the eye and say I've got some time. She can read me like a book, lets me know with just one look. She ain't buying what I'm selling, and I know her well enough, know she'll always call my ain't worth telling. Some lies ain't worth telling. And I'm gonna take a second here to change guitars, just for this other winter song here.
Now, whose guitar are you going to play?
This is just mine. This is a custom shop guitar I picked up about 8-9 years ago.
Okay. That's the one you had up in Colorado, wasn't it? This summer when you was playing.
Colorado. That's my Colorado guitar. Up there, you don't take your good guitars to Colorado because it's they dry out really, really badly up there. So.
Oh, I bet they do.
Yeah. So no, this is.
That's...
Day's fading, wind's changing, he's flying south proclaiming summer's gone away. Cool mornings, leaves turning, faint smell of fires burning, autumn's turn to play. Will soon be falling when winter's chill arrives. These days amaze, ablaze in ways that make us thrill to be alive. Fall colors soon over, leaving our landscape duller. Bright hues fade to gray. Then winter will enter, become a cold tormentor in its white beret. It's clear that here we're warm and cozy, free from coming gloom. Our time sublime, we lie here by the fire, safe inside our room. Days grow shorter as winter takes its hold. Dusk ever sooner comes to pass. The days, they just go by so fast. December, deep winter, the year's last burning ember, with its darkness comes. Though Christmas presents us its cheer that briefly lifts us, still the year succumbs. Descends, the clock strikes midnight, a kiss, then we must go. We sigh goodbye, then try to linger briefly
I like that one, John. That was fantastic.
You got a fan in England now.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Wow. Doesn't take much to like that.
Well, it's kind of hard to some Texans to relate to because of all these snowy images. It's just like, really? Pretty soon it's going to be limited to people in northern Canada, I think.
Well, maybe we'll see.
So I got at least one more here, Harry. Does that sound right?
I figure you got about 2 more if you want to do it.
Okay. Well,
I'm looking at 9 minutes, maybe.
Oh,
8
okay.
minutes, yeah.
I will not do a cover of American Pie then, so. So this is well, this is a song about reading a newspaper. It's a song called The Obits. Drinking my morning coffee, scanning through the news, checking out Dear Abby for advice that I can't use. But it never seems to fail that the obits catch my eye. Read enough to tell me when each one died and why. And I don't know one, and I wonder why I care. Must be reassurance buried somewhere deep in there. They did something stupid or reached a ripe old age, then I know I'll be okay. As cynics back in high school, my friends and I would try to count the ways the obits said that each poor soul had died. Well, some just died, some passed away, some entered into rest. But the ones that flew into the arms of Jesus were the best. That's when it dawned on me that no one went to hell, as if the folks that wrote those things had any way to tell. Of course, that means that heaven must be crowded anyway, so I know either way I'll be okay. I read the obits, that's right, the obits. The news is more depressing, strange as that may seem. Tales of the departed with their wild hyperbole. That's the place I'd go to find security. I think as I get older, assuming I'm still here, I'll still use the obits to calm those creeping fears. But then I'll read them slower, so I can do the math, to know which ones were older or younger when they passed. As long as more are older, my mind will be at rest. As soon as more are younger, that will put me to the test. Every ounce of my denial I'll have to tap each day, just to know I'll be okay. I read the obits, that's right, the obits. The news is more depressing, strange as that may seem, with tales of the departed with their wild hyperbole. Well, that's the place I go to find security. I read the obits, that's right, the obits. When I want something real, I don't bother with TV. Behind the ads for hearing aids and plastic surgery, that's the place I go to find reality. In the obits.
Okay, great. Good job, John. And one more song, and that ought to do it. We appreciate you coming.
Fitting to end this, since this is at least for some of us, it's actually a combined Zoom Facebook concert, but since a lot of us are spending a lot of time on Zoom these days, I wrote a little song about it. It's called Zoom. Used to climb on airplanes once or twice a week. It was what you had to do to get things done. Each way could take 4 hours, stuck in a middle seat. No matter where, I'd never see the sun. Then the world changed, seems like years ago. To travel now, I never leave the room. I can have my boxers on, no one has to know. I always look my best when I'm on Zoom. Zoom, it's my new best friend. I can surely recommend meetings like you've never had before. Zoom takes me everywhere, never have to leave my chair. Tons of cool new backgrounds to explore. Well, ain't it great now everyone has Zoom? Need to make a quick call? My call and Zoom will do. Pretty soon I filled up half my day. Every hour in my email, 10 more Zooms which to choose. Not sure I can keep on living this away. Zoom, is it my friend? Maybe I should think again. Don't know half the people in those squares. Zoom, it owns my day. Really not sure why. Hey, put yourself on mute. Your kids are there. Think this is getting kind of weird when I'm on Zoom. Our granddaughter blows out the candle. She just turned 3. We watch as she turns to her mom and asks, why aren't they here with me? Zoom, beds in disrepair, fancy bookshelves everywhere. My background makes my hairline disappear. Zoom, hey, you're still on mute. At least his dog is cute. I give up, I think I'll grab a beer. And think back to when we'd never heard of Zoom. Yeah, back to when we managed living without Zoom. Let's face it, life was so much better before Zoom.